When it comes to springtime, I love stamping flowers, and even more than that, I love doing watercolor combined with floral images. And in this lesson, I'm going to show you how to create this die cut and watercolored card, perfect for Easter or just a springtime hello. So to get started, I've got a piece of watercolor paper. This is 4 3/4 inches by 4 inches. And basically, you're just going to want it slightly larger than the die cut that you're going to use. And what I have here is a scalloped circle die. And it's so easy, but this is so much fun to make a really interesting shaped card. I've got my folded cardstock here, and I'm just going to place it so that the bottom part, the open part, is past the edge of the die. The top part, we're just going to make sure that at least a few of the scallops, at least the top of the circle, shows, because we don't want it to punch all the way through. So once we're ready and happy with how that looks, we're going to place it onto the machine and roll it right through. And when it comes out, you will see it didn't cut the top. So we've got our perfectly folded scalloped card. So easy and so much fun, because now the possibilities are endless. I want to do a little bit of spring watercolor. So I've got a Hero Arts floral stamp, and I'm going to put some embossing ink onto it. And I'm going to stamp this so that a little bit of the stem is hanging off of one edge of the card, just so that it's not floating out in the middle. Just give it a nice press here all over. I press a little extra hard when I work on watercolor paper because it is a little more textured. I really want to make sure that that embossing ink gets in there. And then for my white, I'm using white embossing powder. I'm going to work on a paper towel so it catches. Since I've got this scalloped shaped card, it's going to go everywhere. And then we'll just shake off the excess. Oh, it's already looking good. And of course, you know, when you're working with embossing, you want to get all that powder put away immediately so that you don't have any spills. Believe me, I've had enough of them myself. And once everything is looking good, if there's any excess, you'll want to just wipe it off, get out your heat tool and heat set it until it's nice and glossy. And once the entire image is set, we are ready to play. So I'm working here with some beautiful Prima watercolors, and I'm working with a water brush. Now I'm going to clean out my brush, and as you can see, my brush was full of brown. So it's always good tip to give it a little squeeze and make sure you know what color, if any, is still on your brush. I'm going to dab right into here into this beautiful, rich pink color. And what I'm going to do is start in the middle, and I didn't really squeeze any water down. Then I'm going to go and I'm going to squeeze water. I'm not dipping back in for color. We really shouldn't need any additional color. And what you're going to notice is the embossing powder is going to resist, where it's all heat set, of course, it's going to resist the color. So the color is going to go around it. And I think this is so much fun because it really does just make such a stunning card. Now I'm going outside of the lines just a little bit, and not just because I like coloring outside of the lines, but because this is white on white, going outside of the lines a little bit here and there, what that's going to do is really help define the image and help it really show up beautifully. And you do want to work one color at a time. If you want to, you can dab a little bit with a paper towel if you're feeling like you have too much color. If you also could add some more water, and like you can see, I still have some color in here. So by adding a little more water and color, you can layer and change your color just a bit. Then of course we want some green. So I'm going to go in here and get some green. And I like to do a little test just to make sure. Sometimes watercolors here in the pan look a little different than they do on your card. So if you've done your test and you go, oh goodness, that's not quite the color I wanted, easier here than to have to redo your card. I'm also going to pull here from the basics to kind of mix and match my greens. This one's a little brighter than I want, that one's a little darker than I want, but mixing the two together, I get just the right green, to do my leaves here. And the same exact process where we'll go just a little bit outside. I love that with watercolor, we can be a little bit messy and it looks great with watercolor. It looks like it's supposed to. Now, if what you'd like is to have a little more background color, you could continue on. If you wanted to have a little more stuff going on, you could also just come in with your water brush and add a little more if you want some green, for example, if we want to add a little more green. Here on my finished card, you can see I did add a little more. If we want to add some speckles, that's a really fun trick that I'll show you now. What we'll do is just grab a little bit of that pink, and I'm going to work over on this side, and I'm going to add water. I'm going to keep adding water, lots and lots of water. And then we're going to take our water brush and we're just going to tap it. And that is going to give us a beautiful, fine mist. And this is a lot of fun for me because I don't have to go out and get another bottle. I don't have to go and look for more mists or have more things. I can use my watercolors and just a flick of the brush. But of course, it doesn't have sparkle to it. So to add a little sparkle as a finishing touch here, I am going to take, this is a Delusions mica spray. This is bubblegum pink. I love my pink, of course. And I'm just going to give it one quick little mist. And what that's going to do once dry, and you can see that this one, it's dry, and it's hard to see on camera, I know, but it adds just a tiny, tiny hint of shimmer so that the colors just really pop that much more. Now to finish our card, because we are almost done here, we're going to use a sentiment. Now you could use any stamp that you've got. You could also use stickers. I love using these Tim Holtz Occasions stickers because they've got all kinds of wonderful phrases here. And I am going to pick one in black. And there is, of course, Happy Easter, which is perfect. And I could put it on the outside if I wanted to place it somewhere here. But for me, I think it's a lot of fun to sometimes place the sticker right inside and write my note around it. So there you have it, our die cut card all ready for Easter or any kind of spring occasion.